So far in this series, we have zoomed in nodes, absorption, exhaustion, the small structures. Today we zoom all the way out because every one of those small structures live inside something bigger, the state of the market. And the market only has two states. It is either in balance or it is imbalance. That's it. In balance or imbalance. Every chart you have ever looked at is one of those two things, or the transition between them. And here's why this matters. The same level, the same signal means completely different things depending on which state you are in. Balance is when price rotates between two boundaries, the value area high on top and the value area low on the bottom. Look at what's happening on the screen. Price pushes up towards the edge, gets rejected, comes back down to the bottom edge, gets rejected, comes back up, over and over and over. Buyers and sellers are taking turns winning, which means neither of them is actually winning. This is the two-sided auction. Both sides are participating, both sides are comfortable, and the result is that price keeps rotating around the point of control. Volume piles up in the middle, builds a fat white profile, this entire area, the kind of profile you already know from the high volume video that I have mentioned and spoken about, because that's what balance is. Balance is a high volume node behavior at the scale of the whole market. Buyers equal sellers. The market has agreed on value, and until something changes, it has no reason to leave. Imbalance is the opposite. One side takes control and price leaves. Look at the chart. Price is sitting in the old value area at the bottom, balanced and comfortable, then something changes. Buyers got urgent, and when one side gets urgent, the other side steps away. The trade becomes one-sided and price doesn't rotate anymore. It travels. Notice what the profile looks like while this is happening. Thin and elongated. Okay? Price is moving too fast to build volume at any single level, and you already know what that leaves behind. Low volume nodes. An imbalanced leg is literally the machine that manufactures low volume nodes. That word, initiative, matters. Okay? Imbalance means somebody needed to transact so badly they were willing to pay worse and worse prices, willing to pay more and more. The market is no longer agreeing on value. It is searching for value. It is searching for a new value. Okay? It will keep going until it finds the other side. Now, let's put them together, because the market doesn't pick one and stay there. It breeds. Watch the sequence on screen. First, price is balanced. Price rotating in a range, building value, and then it breaks. One side takes control. We got an imbalanced leg. Price travels fast and one-sided. Then, this is the part people miss. The imbalance doesn't keep going forever. It finds a place where the other side shows up again, and it builds a new balance, which we see right here. And in this case, it's higher. A new value area. A new fat profile. Balance builds value. Imbalance moves it. Then value builds again. That's the entire life of every market on every time frame, repeating forever and ever and ever. And once you see this cycle, you stop being surprised by the market. A range isn't boring. It's the market building the energy for the next move. A trend isn't magic. It's the market relocating. So why did I make you sit through the theory? Because the state changes what every tool you already have actually means. Start at the top of the chart. Which state is the market in right now? That's the first question before the levels, before any of the order flow happens. Which state is the market in? If you're in balance, the edges are the story, the top edge and the bottom edge. Price reaching the value area high or low, and a high volume node boundary is where you watch for rejection. Expect rotation. Okay, top to bottom, top to bottom. High volume node logic dominates here. If you're in imbalance, the exact same rejection setup is how accounts get destroyed, because in imbalance you don't fight the direction. Pullbacks into low volume nodes, follow through continuations. Low volume node logic dominates in this state. The same tools, the same levels, the same order flow reads. Absorption and exhaustion still mean what they meant, but the state tells you which tool to use for and which expectation is reasonable. What's the state first, then the location, then confirmation. The chain just got one link longer at the front. Okay? State, location, confirmation. So to recap the 4 points on screen. 1. Balance is a two-sided trade. Rotation around the point of control. a fat profile. 2. Imbalance is a one-sided trade. Price leaves value and the profile it prints is thin and elongated. 3. The market cycles. Balance builds value, imbalance moves it, and balance returns somewhere new. 4. Ask the state first. It decides whether high volume node logic or low volume node logic applies to what you are looking at. Balance and imbalance are not setups, they are the weather. Every level you mark and every order flow read you take happens inside of one of these two states, balance and imbalance. And the state is what makes that read mean something. Next time we're going to look at how an imbalanced leg ends, because it can end in two different ways, and that difference decides whether that extreme holds or it gets revisited. Remember folks, the market doesn't lie, neither does the data. And remember to smile because you matter.